Boku no Pico is the greatest love story of our time. Join me as I take us through an adventure. Let's begin. It starts with our character here, looking through the distance and spotting a charming young lady out on the coast. He is under her spell. This is our main heroine, Pico, at a local cafe and makes contact. He orders the usual. He responds kindly to her clumsiness. They begin to spend more time together, and it is clear that they both are showing more and more affection for each other. And this is the start of a budding relationship. We are reminded of simpler times where one can just share an ice cream with the one you love. And just like love, it can be sweet and a little messy. The relationship escalates quite quickly, but with that also comes doubt. Pico becomes concerned as to her stance and what she means to our main character here. So she runs off into the night and even decides to cut her hair. The main character searches frantically for her and eventually encounters her in a local graveyard. Despite changing her looks, the main character accepts Pico for all that she is, and this is true love, pure acceptance regardless of how one looks. They frolic in the sea and embrace, and that ends Episode 1, Boku No Pico. Episode 2 begins an introduction of a new character, and this character is a very tomboyish girl. The new tomboyish girl is Chico. Chico encounters the wild Chico. Immediately hit it off. They spend the whole day together. They even engage in a little bit of peeping, watching Chico's older sister exercise, and enjoy it very much. Exercise is healthy after all. They continue to fool around and have a grand old time together. This episode is about innocence, about the times when they were simpler back then, when we can just enjoy ourselves and be kids and not worry about reality. This is true innocence. Relationships take time, and the more time you spend, it becomes better. They even play dress up. And then embrace and kiss, showing their love for each other. This is the end of episode 2 of Boku No Pico. Now we begin episode 3 with the introduction of another main character. This time named Coco. Tall and slender, charming young lady. With this opening, the tone has become more cheerful and more joyful. We are shown Pico and Coco embracing, thus foreshadowing what will happen later in the episode. Pico is searching the city for Chico, but then all of a sudden, the lights all vanish. And up in the sky, a light within the darkness of the city. As she dives into the dark water, the city lights up once again. We see her silhouette walking through the city, like a phantom. We are shown Pico and Chico off playing some games, and Coco meets up with them for the first time. Coco offers to take them to her place, which happens to be a room in a dark tunnel in the subway. Pico and Chico decide to stay. In this episode, we see a lot of light imagery, light and dark. Is it because there's something supernatural going on? Or is it because the lights just turned off? I guess we'll never know. They enjoy their time together. They try on various outfits and then head out, once again, into the city. Coco mentioned some things about reincarnation and about fairies as they continue on, thus adding more to the supernatural element. He pulls out a bunch of cell phones. This episode is about connection, the genuine connections made between people similar. Pico wakes up in the middle of the night to find out that Chico and Coco are having fun without her. She feels a little left out. Sensing the jealousy, Coco decides to leave. As they chase after her, she vanishes. Was she there? Was she ever there this whole time? Was she a figment of their imagination? Or was she a fairy, like she mentioned before? They search frantically. They go back to her place and find that it's gone, once again. Was she even there in the first place? They search and search and remember what she said, that all the fairies congregate to one area, the tower. And in the end, they are reunited once more. The dark city illuminated once more, now that the three are together. I hope you enjoyed this magical journey with me through Boku No Pico, and I recommend you watching it for yourself to experience this ultimate love story. Love of true acceptance, the love of innocence, the love of connection. I think this show has the power to bring us all together. So thank you. Like, subscribe, comment if you agree or disagree. I hope Pico, Chico, and Coco have touched you as they've touched me.